Ukraine is in full retreat in the Donetsk Oblast, or possibly you'd say a strategic withdrawal. Depends how you want to look at it. Here we see Russian advances, flags being placed. This is going to be the norm for the next little bit. This has been happening consistently now for quite some time, and the Russians have picked up the pace in the last week or so, taking town after town. At least 3 have been taken today, and Russia is pressing on, taking kilometers, not meters now. If we look at the map here, Russia went south and took Memorik, consolidating, expanding their area of control. And then in the north, they went past Novohorivka here and expanded their area of control in the north. It doesn't seem the Ukrainians can stop them. North, south, or it appears in the middle, because also they've expanded here as well. Selyador, as you can see, is the next aim for the Russians. They're pushing towards it and have already entered it from the north, taking up several positions, although they haven't captured it or taken a significant amount of it as of yet, but it appears that would be only a matter of time. The Ukrainian push into Kursk has drained their troops in the Donetsk Oblast, and it hasn't diverted Russian troops away from the Donetsk Oblast as they thought, and now the Ukrainians are paying the price for this, getting pushed back and back, losing ground and ground. The Ukrainians are pulling back to Pokrovsk, hoping they can hold the Russians off there. If not, it is complete disaster in the Donetsk Oblast. And if we look south in the Donetsk Oblast around Volodar, that strategic area, Ukraine has kept Russia at bay for more than a year now. That was a bloodbath for the Russians trying to gain into Volodar. That road was littered with their vehicles that were destroyed, but now they're pushing again and it is under threat. As you can see from this map by Rybar, the overall picture and the Russian pushes, you can see red arrows there. And then if we look at this other map a bit closer, you can see them cutting into the main highway there, trying to control the area, trying to surround Volodar. This is going to be an area to watch. Can Ukraine hold it, or are they going to get steamrolled and it's going to be town after town? This is a desperate time for Ukraine in Donetsk. Now both sides are losing machinery on the ground and in the air. The Ukrainian 28th Mechanized Brigade says they've taken out a Russian Su-25 seen in this video, 2 aircraft, the second one lower down, fired at, and it appears to go down onto the ground. No word on the pilot how he is, but this is another airframe lost. Now this isn't just happening to the Russians. Clearly the Ukrainians have announced that they've lost a pilot as well. Possibly there is talk that this pilot was involved in the F-16 program, although that has not been confirmed. So both sides are losing people, very highly skilled, very valuable people that they really can't afford to lose. Airframes can be replaced, but these very skilled people, very much more difficult to do so. Training takes a long, long time. Ukraine is still going after Russia's infrastructure, their oil depots. This one, Kamyansk in the Rostov region, just one of a few that have been hit in this region. Burning, it was also hit a few months ago. Now, this was only built 3 years ago, so very new infrastructure now burning. It's unclear how much of it will eventually be damaged. Several silos are burning, but the damage isn't fully clear at the moment. Now, this isn't the only one. I spoke previously about Ukraine hitting targets. One extremely far away. This one, 1,100 kilometers away, all the way past Moscow. So it seems refineries all over Russia are a target. Likely only the ones in the Far East not. So this is a big problem for Russia. They're said to be adding more defenses to their oil refineries and other infrastructure because clearly they are a massive target, and Ukraine is hitting them with these relatively inexpensive drones. These are going to cause massive problems for the Russians in production of the oil refinery and obviously getting that out to where it needs to go. Although we haven't seen any evidence of them struggling, but clearly if 3, 4, 5, 6 refineries that are getting hit in the space of a week, that's going to have an impact on Russia, no doubt. So we'll have to see how they react to this and how they stop these. Now if we go over to the Kursk region, Russia is introducing new protections around the nuclear power plant in the Kursk region. They're going to only restrict the amount of people that can go into the nearby town of Kirtych. That's going to be restricted. They're going to have extra security checks because obviously they're worried about anyone or any Ukrainians going near the power plant. I'm not sure why anyone would want to damage it. Possibly that could be a big bad idea, but they're going to put some protections around it also. Now, In the Kursk region, Ukraine hasn't advanced very much in the last few days. In fact, the Russians are counterattacking in this area here. It's unclear how much success they're having at the moment. The Russians are chucking some men and machinery at this. We've seen this previously in other areas, or the Ukrainians have been able to hold them off so far, but it's unclear what the overall aim here for the Ukrainians is, how long they're going to hold it. Obviously, they're still trying to push in the west of the Kursk Oblast to, go all the way along the same river and back to the Ukrainian border, but it's unclear if they'll be able to achieve this. Their machinery is obviously needed in the Donetsk Oblast. How long are they going to leave them all there when, it's a critical situation in Donetsk now? So this is going to be an interesting one to watch. This could actually, be devastating for the Ukrainians. The Kursk operation may have doomed the whole Donetsk Oblast.